And we begin tonight with the coronavirus, now declared a national emergency.
There are more than 1.7 million cases of COVID-19 around the world. The U.S. is reporting more than 20,000 deaths, surpassing Italy as the country with the most fatalities.
The city has 4,477 confirmed COVID-19 cases, but the commissioner and the mayor are not among them. Fairmont and West Philly are the neighborhoods seeing the most COVID-19 cases. Hospital intake information shows Temple University Hospital and Penn Medicine saw the most cases in the entire Delaware Valley through this past weekend.
As America becomes the world's greatest victim of COVID-19, government officials continue to plead with citizens to stay home.
I can't be on a set with people. I can't really collaborate. A lot of my job is me, myself, bringing my own equipment.
You know, I think a lot of people, especially freelancers who are out of work, are using this to get to some creative projects that normally we don't really have time to do.
I know a lot of people who had their internships terminated as a result of COVID-19.
Hi, I'm Ryan.
I'm Ava Sullivan.
I'm Andrew Makita.
I'm Zach Matthew.
I'm Anthony Bonpastor.
I'm Henry Brosh.
And we are Zahara Production Company.
A short narrative film of ours called Be There by 8 had to be unfortunately canceled due to the ongoing pandemic.
This quarantine has changed the status quo of what we as producers are used to.
Understanding that other media creators have also been forced to change their productions,
we collectively decided to focus our attention on the current global pandemic,
but in a more intimate and personal level for creatives.
We wanted to know how these creators were affected by the self-quarantine restrictions.
These are their stories.
Meatball, come on. Okay, just be good for okay. Sorry, well now here comes Meatball. My name's Colin Pulowski. I am an alumni of Temple University class of 2017. I was a part of the Media Studies and Production program. I currently work as a freelance contractor, videographer, and editor for a company called Chatterblast. For my own passion, I'm an independent filmmaker. I work primarily in little to no budget independent filmmaking.
Right? I hope I'm in frame. Okay. Hi.
Hello.
Okay. Let's be serious now. Hi, I'm Kristen.
I'm Alicia.
And we are two of the four members of Pick to Pick Productions.
So we're both seniors at Ithaca College and both studying documentary film.
We're currently working on a documentary in progress based in Philadelphia about the PES oil refinery and the explosion that happened last June and the shutdown, and we're following a local activist organization in South Philly.
It is really sad to think about our other classmates were in a thesis production class and our other classmates were not able to create their thesis films, and that's also just really sad because that's the culmination of their college experience.
I'm Alex Saggio. I am a senior at Seton Hall University and a film student. I did have a lot of pre-production set in stone. I had a cast. I took out a loan for the budget. Then my school shut everything down the week before. So So that was really sucked.
So as you can see here, this is some of my pre-production work. This is basically not even the tip of the iceberg. My crew and I were a week before shooting, and that's when Seton Hall shut down for remote learning.
For the film that I was originally going to work on for my final project, I had to postpone that because it had such a big cast and crew, and I do not want to put them at risk. Their well-being is so important to me.
Producing and directing was a project I was really interested in. We had to cut it short. We managed to get one shoot day in before Temple decided to shut everything down completely, which was very unfortunate. At the time, based on what we had, and we were all very pessimistic about what we could use with it, I tried to put as many effects as I could to try to make it into a proof of concept, the best it could possibly be on what I already had. I really liked how it turned out. I'm glad people liked it too.
My name is Amaya Riosecco. I am a senior at Emerson College. I was doing my last semester out in LA. I was doing an internship with Delirio Films, which is a documentary production company also based out there. My semester in Los Angeles was cut short due to COVID-19, so I am back in my home in Connecticut. My class is called Social Impact Documentary, and we are making a short film about the public transit system flaws in Los Angeles. So that's kind of been the focus of my work at the moment.
So my name's Eli Laban. I'm a videographer, video editor, director. I make documentaries, I do promotional videos, I make videos for social media, music videos, all kinds of different stuff. Coronavirus has pretty much upended my entire world. I do a lot of international work with video production. I travel a lot to work with nonprofits, and I've gotten grants, and I've been, ever since graduating, I've been doing a lot of work abroad.
Social distancing and quarantining has affected my work in a couple different ways. One, I'm super lucky and grateful that I can edit from home. As long as I have my laptop and my hard drive and the footage, I can pretty much work from anywhere. With that being said, I only have as much content to edit as I do from shooting, which I'm not currently doing right now because of social distancing. I can't be on a set with people. I can't really collaborate. A lot of my job is myself, bringing my own equipment, shooting stuff, interviewing people, but I can't really do that because when it comes to, even if it was just a team of me, I still am interacting with, clients or, the subject that I'm shooting.
Hello, my name is Jake Zebley. I am the web and social media producer for Temple Update. And my job has just increased. I became busier, essentially. I am trying to produce packages on my own now, interviewing people over Zoom, and making sure articles and news briefs and posts on social media go up is so much more important now because we don't have a broadcast.
Yeah, so we're basically in our post-production editing phase right now. Basically, the three of us, Alicia, Alex, and I, have been working off of a paper edit that we've conceived. We interviewed a toxicologist from Penn Medicine.
Yeah, so nice to finally meet you. Thank you so much for talking with us.
Sure, happy to. It sounds like I saw your trailer. It looks like it's a really, really nicely done.
So we did that over Zoom, but we'll probably just be using her audio. For that, we had her record on her phone so that we could have optimal audio that wasn't Zoom audio. Mm-hmm. And so it's just finding creative ways to work around and find solutions to that, and I think it'll turn out pretty good.
More towards independent filmmaking. We're resorting back to writing, general pre-production of things. I scheduled a meeting with a couple friends and creative colleagues of mine to create a digital writer's room that we're gonna do this week. Just ways that we can still collaborate and tell stories and make things, while at a safe distance.
My group and I are attempting to do a group premiere edit, but it's just nothing that we have experience with, so it's been kind of hard. It is kind of a passion project of mine as I am director-producer of the short film. The organization that we're making the film for actually will be using it on their website, so it's kind of a real deadline, which makes the project, you get more inspired to finish it when it has like a real deadline instead of just the end of the semester. I also have been lucky enough to continue my internship from LA. I know a lot of people who had their internships terminated as a result of COVID-19, and I am really happy that my internship has still been able to give me a bunch of work that I'm doing remotely.
My latest trip that was set to start was I had just won a Fulbright grant. Then the plan was to go to Honduras at the end of March for 10 months and work with one of the national universities there to produce videos about endangered languages. So it was a long time in the making, and I think when everything started happening, I was about 2-3 weeks away from leaving. At this point, it's postponed indefinitely. A lot of exchange programs associated with the US government have been canceled and pulled out or evacuated. They haven't officially canceled my grant yet because I haven't left yet. But at this point, I think it's very likely that it will be canceled, and hopefully I'll be able to do it when things pass. But at this point, I'm not really holding my breath. That was pretty disorienting in terms of mentally and physically, and in terms of equipment, all that stuff, preparing to leave for basically a year to go to Central America and do this whole project. I've been doing a lot of freelance work. I think a lot of people, especially freelancers who are like me, who are out of work in a sense, are using this time of quarantine and everything to get to some creative projects that normally we don't really have time to do.
I also have been working on some personal projects I really haven't had the time to edit in the last couple months. I have the footage just sitting on my hard drive, but the semester is always hectic and I haven't found the time to edit. One of them is a short film video blog that is of my cross-country road trip I did back in January, so that's on my list.
I'm actually continuing filming, but in a different way, using techniques and using different narratives that would abide by the Jersey laws of quarantine. So I am actually currently working on a documentary, and it takes place during this time of the COVID-19 pandemic. So I really hope it cheers people up during these dark times.
Shooting and editing and that kind of stuff has kind of been put on a halt. It's kind of forcing me into a direction of building things from scratch. So I've been doing some basic animation, animating in After Effects, or finding images or videos via stock or archival footage. In my work, I made a 4-step video on how to, work from home without going a little kooky. I took basic stock images and my boss created copy for me, and I just animated basic copy and I put it over images, and we were able to make a 1 and 15-second video telling people, hey, make sure you get outside and make sure you breathe for a hot second, because you can definitely get some cabin fever when you're working indoors constantly.
Right, in the last month or so, I'd actually edited a lot of videos that were sitting around that I'd been meaning to finish. I was trying to give myself time to recalibrate and absorb the news and just kind of absorb that this is the reality now. So I think that's really important, of course, if you're able and you don't have to hit the ground running and try to find out where your rent is, of course. But if you have time, try not to pressure yourself into doing all these things that you think you have to do now. I mean, the truth is we're all stuck inside, and at this point, really, time isn't an object. So things are going to evolve, and my hope is that maybe after a month or so of this, people are going to find alternative ways to work.
This is a good time to really explore and experiment with what you have. I have never thought I would have these ideas and inspirations and method and skills that I could use during this time.
Anything can happen anywhere at any time. Hopefully, after this is all said and done, we'll, as a society and as people, will take things less for granted and try to look out for each other more and develop alternative means of self-expression.